It's time to take a look at TaylorMade's brand new Qi-10, Qi-10 Max, and Qi-10 LS drivers. These are the brand new drivers for 2024. Now, the big story of these, there's kind of two. One of them is the Qi-10 Max, which this driver boasts an MOI number of 10K or 10,000. And MOI basically kind of breaks down to stability, the amount of movement the head's going to do on off-center hits, and the higher the number, the better performance it has on those miss hits. Now, the 10,000 number combines both the horizontal movement and the vertical movement, so depending on where you hit it on the face, it's going to be stable in all directions. And 10,000 was a number that we're just now getting to, which is pretty interesting. The other big story is the crown. On all three models, there's an infinity carbon crown. So the crown actually goes over the back, over the front, over the sides of the head. And you think, well, it offers a better look, a little bit cleaner. But the other part of it is that it reduces the amount of ledges and places like that you need to build into the driver to stick the crown to. So it offers a little bit of better weight distribution, and they can then go ahead and use that in different spots in the driver to increase MOI, change CG location, and make the driver perform better. Also, I know a lot of people, when Stealth and Stealth 2 came out, kind of had a problem with the red carbon face. Well, now you have a blue carbon face. It's still carbon, still 60 layers, but it is the third generation. And the third generation, they have improved. Of course, center strike ball speed has always been phenomenal. It still is. But this third generation improves ball speed on miss hits. So down on the heel, out on the toe, it expands that sweet spot and keeps the ball speed up when you don't make a perfect strike. Let's start off with the Qi-10 Max head. Now, the Qi-10 Max is going to have a slightly different shape. I know a lot of us are used to TaylorMade's kind of pear-shaped. It's got a kind of a slope to the back of it. This is a much more rounded head, and part of that is to enable that CG to go deeper back in the head. So it's got a much more rounded look. It is the biggest footprint when you look down on it out of the three models, but you'd expect that being the most forgiving version. The biggest thing I noticed with the Qi-10 Max is just how straight the ball goes. There's just very little curvature on your shots. When you hit it off the, miss it high on the toe or low on the heel or something like that, you're going to see the ball move away from center, of course, but there's just not a lot of curvature. The ball either goes straight right or straight left, and it really hangs on to the fairway and rough section that you're really aiming at. The stability in the head is great. You never actually have that feeling of the head flopping wide open when you hit it off the toe or anything like that. The crown on it is a very clean look, that infinity carbon crown. It's very clean, sleek looking. And overall, it's just the driver, if you're looking for the maximum forgiveness and really just enjoyable to play, the Qi-10 Max is the one to go. Now, it did launch the highest for me as well. I was actually hitting a 9-degree head out on the course. And on the range, when I typically play 10-5 head. So it does launch a little higher, and it's probably a mid to mid-low spin driver head. Then we move into the Qi-10, which is kind of the bread and butter. Now, this is the best mix of kind of forgiveness, distance, sound, and feel in the lineup. We go back to kind of more of a traditional TaylorMade look with this one, from the back of the driver, and it's, you get that TaylorMade slope into the hosel. And the one thing I do love about TaylorMade drivers is that even with the Qi-10, it's a little more forgiving head. It still looks open to slightly square. So players like myself who fight a little bit of a hook or draw, it just has a confidence-inspiring look. The new blue carbon face blends in very well with the infinity carbon crown, and it's just overall a very subtle and good-looking package. I feel like the face is actually softened up just a touch, and it's a bit more responsive than the Stealth and Stealth 2 models. It lets you know, did you hit it a little off the toe or a little off the heel as you make contact. But the distance is very good. I felt the off-center shots carried very well and very straight. And with the adjustable hosel, you're still able to add loft with that face staying square, which is pretty nice for a player like myself. And then we move to the one that Golf WRXers love and that we've seen on tour a ton already, and that is the Qi-10 LS. The name has changed a little bit. We're not Plus anymore, we're LS. And as you would think, the LS stands for low spin. Now, the low spin model, of course, has the sliding movable weight pushed forward in the face, so it does move that CG a little bit forward towards the face, which reduces spin and probably launches the lowest. For me, it definitely did launch the lowest and spun the least compared to the other two models. The shape is the most compact, again, very sleek, very clean on top. It does look a little bit smaller than the other two models, And while you do lose some forgiveness for its size and what it's meant for, it actually is a fairly forgiving head. I think it's more forgiving than Stealth 2 on mishits. Mishit carries, shots hit off center, still had good carry, good ball speed numbers. And again, very low spin, very low launch. The sliding movable weight is a little bit more compact. You don't see as much of it on the sole, but it is a basically simpler unit to allow that weight to slide, and it's 18 grams of weight. And that track allows them to save a little weight, move it elsewhere in the head to boost performance. So if you're looking for something that's low spin, low launch, and kind of for that slightly better player who may want to work it a little bit or just needs that spin and launch reduction, the Qi-10 LS would be the model to maybe look at for yourself. So between the three models, much like most lines, there's kind of something for everyone, whether you're looking for ultimate forgiveness in the Qi-10 Max, or you're looking for something kind of that gives you a little bit of both in the Qi-10, or you're inspired by tour and more skilled players, and you need the low launch and low spin of the Qi-LS. There's something from TaylorMade this year for just about everybody. But they're great drivers, a great lineup for 2024, and I urge you to go out and give them a try. So check out your local TaylorMade dealer, go hit these, give them a shot. I think you'll be very impressed with what they have to offer this year.